Hello everyone, welcome to another heroic. We are doing Gundrak today, a troll dungeon. Got a warrior tank, a couple of Death Knight DPS, and we've got a Demonology Warlock as well. See how this Protection Warrior does. Protection Warriors have not been very popular so far for Wrath of the Lich King. This is a pretty cool dungeon. I think, again, the aesthetic of these dungeons is really great, and the work that went into them is really high. You can definitely tell sort of a step above how the dungeons looked in TBC. Some of the raids looked pretty good, but I would say in general the dungeons were a little lacking. This is the first boss here, Snaky Boy.
Drakari gonna kill anybody who trespass on these lands.
I believe he doesn't have a ton going on. He has a little venom spit here.
1,000 fangs gonna rend your flesh.
Not doing much yet. Poison Nova. Probably want to get away from that. Yeah, see, I was able to outrange that by dropping down the platform. Make sure you click these little daises behind the bosses. That's how you're going to... Ooh, that leaves a dot too. I didn't realize it was leaving a dot on those guys. So keep that in mind. If somebody gets that on it, make sure you actually throw some heals on them. Get a little mana back. So yeah, first boss there, make sure you click those little daises behind them in order to actually access the first boss, or the final boss, I'm sorry. I've done this dungeon one other time on the beta. I did it as DPS though. We'll see if this ends up being one of the harder ones to heal, or if it's just as easy as some of the others. So far there's been a decent amount of damage. Our warrior tank seems to be able to put out a fair amount of damage, that's for sure. Hello. Here we go. Here's a little bit going. Here's a little bit going on. It's like a little thunderclap here. We're not going to bother to dispel that while our group's taking this much damage. Alright. Man, it's alright. We'll use our Shadow Fiend here, drink a potion. So this is the second boss here, by the way. He goes through a series of phases where he will swap between this elemental and this stone form. The elemental leaves these patches on the ground. You can see all our DPS are just standing in them, which is cool. Probably don't do that when you're in your own groups in here. And then we're back to the stone form here. Back to the elemental. So this is a boss, even with pretty high gear, you're going to have to go through these shifting phases, so we'll slow you down a little bit. And we go. There was a really cool question asked at BlizzCon years ago about what that snake is down there, and Blizzard didn't really have an answer. I believe Jesse Cox, a YouTuber, asked that. Could be wrong. Citation needed. So he wants to clear around the edge here. Normally groups just jump through the water here and swim over there, but we're going around the long way. That's cool. I don't know that I've ever gone the long way, but will today. It's a little bit... He's getting a little bit away from our tank there, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, shoot. Alright. Even in these easy heroics, if you pull all the mobs, you probably will die. Alright, back in. Gundrak here, up in the north of Zoldrak. I really love this zone. I think it's really cool. A different take on the troll aesthetic. The story of the zone is really interesting. The Scourge is invading. You can see there's a series of ziggurats all over the map here. So the Scourge are invading, attacking the Drakari Empire, and in order to try and combat the Scourge, the Drakari trolls are killing their own Loa and absorbing their power. And Gundrak here is sort of their last bastion. No actual troll raid, just troll dungeons. I'm not sure if there was ever a planned troll style raid for Wrath of the Lich King. There could have been. But if there was, it never came to fruition. Show you another quick look at that snake down there. Look at that guy. Look at him. That's a long tail. Alright. Yeah, so what groups would normally do is they would just jump off this right here where this broken fence is and just swim right over there. But our tank does not either know about it or just doesn't want to do it, which is cool. Get full mana here, wait for our Warlock to catch up. He's coming. Love the dungeon maps. Just a real great quality of life change. Spells cast by the linked target draw from your mana pool. Oh, he's stealing my mana. They're throwing up flares there. Our Warlock. Give him some buffs. You get to skip a fair amount of trash too by just jumping down. You don't have to kill any of these guys. This guy sometimes pats into your way, this big berserker up here. Not sure our tank sees him. Taunted him though. Right. So in this room, we're going to have the next boss. He's going to be over here on the right. That's him up there. Murabi. Murabi's whole shtick is he's got a cast bar that you're ideally going to interrupt. If he gets the cast off, he transforms into a mammoth, I believe it is, that will deal more damage to you. There's an achievement to not let him transform, but every time he casts his, tries to turn into a mammoth, his cast bar gets quicker and quicker.
We fought back the Scourge. What chance you thinking you got? Get ready.
Here's
for
that
something
cast bar.
much
Okay, somebody did interrupt it.
The ground gonna swallow you up.
And there's the transformation. Through our power infusion on that warlock there.
If our gods can die.
Alright, yep, make sure you're still clicking those diases. If you were just going to the last boss, you would jump down here. But on Heroic, there's a Heroic-only boss. You see how these sewer grates opened up behind us. There's a Murloc down here that we can kill. Definitely worth doing early in the expansion, because it's an extra badge, but I could see you maybe skipping it later in the expansion if you're only here for the daily. So these are Gorlocks, I believe, or maybe that's only the ones in Sholazar base are called that. But they're a subspecies of Murloc. They're pretty cool. I like them. They're cute. Looks like they live sort of here down in the sewers. Drink a mana potion just in case this tank doesn't give us a chance to get a little mana back before the boss. And down in this water, there he is, Ek the Ferocious. See what he does here. Looks like he's got a little spit. Or he's supposed to. There he goes. Yep, he's spitting. He's spitting. And Ek Residue. I think there's some achievement attached to the Ek Residue. I'm not totally sure what it is. I think the idea is everybody gets it. Like, everybody in the group has to get spit on in order to get the achievement. Something funky like that. There we go. Looks like there was so much. Oh, he's considered. Oh, because I had done this before. That's why I got the achievement for doing that. Yeah, so if you don't kill Ek, you won't get the achievement for completing this dungeon. I had been in a group earlier that had chosen not to do Ek for whatever reason. Little adder's tongue over there. A new herb here. So yeah, they've all, well, not the warlock actually, but the melee here all have that Ek residue on them. Alright, so we actually didn't hit all the daises. That's why you see this bridge isn't in the right direction. Go back up if you could go up this one. Let's see if we can find. Okay, it's the one right up here, so didn't really set us back very much. That was that second boss. You can do this dungeon in a non-linear format, but I've never seen anybody do, or like a not linear. You can, well, yeah, you can do it in a non-linear format. Oh my god. Okay, you can do it in any order you choose. But I've never seen anybody do so. silenced here. See if we stay far enough back if we won't get silenced. Although, oh, looks like we can reach. Alright, not too many line of sight issues here. Grab a little drink here. This is the last boss up here. I would say overall this dungeon has been harder than some, but isn't by any means undoable in low gear. I think that's kind of the story for all the heroics, is they are, you can expect to be able to come into these pretty quick after you hit 70, if not right away. Especially if you're coming in here with your guild or your pals on Discord, I think you're going to have no problem coordinating. Little mana back, and here we go. Alright, this boss, I believe he has... Okay, so he has these stampedes that come in, and I think he has a whirlwind as well. It's a tank relatively hard. He impales people, I think, is what he does, if I'm remembering correct.
You wanna see power? I'm gonna show you power!
Yeah, so he's turned into a rhino here. Yep, see there, I am impaled. Weird that I become like the boss. You see I had all those dots there. But yeah, that is Gundrak, guys. Thanks for coming along.